Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Chiang Mai. It has just started raining again, which is a magical time of year for us here in Chiang Mai. We are super motivated to get outside and explore maybe some new roads, maybe some favorite roads. And I am super excited because I have a new gadget to try out. This company called Cyplore, they contacted me and they said they wanted me to try out this new prototype of theirs. Let's open them up. Now, I can't guarantee they deliver to every single country, but the fact that I'm in northern Thailand proves they deliver pretty far and wide. Cycle farther, climb higher, explore without limits. Wow. So we have the rear wheel. It even comes with disc rotors. That's awesome. So this would usually be something you need to buy when you buy a new wheel set. That is so small. I mean, I saw the very lightweight on the specs, and I thought, well, I gotta see it to believe it, because it said 1.7 kg. I mean, my race wheels weigh 1.3 kg, so that's barely any difference. That's amazing. So it's the hub, obviously, that is the assist, and then this is a power cable, and we're gonna have to put it on the bike to actually see how this feeds. But I mean, that setup is so clean and simple, right? It's just one cable. You need a cassette, you put it on. It's just literally a normal bicycle wheel. That is so cool. And it's actually a carbon wheel. So it does have a cable, so it's bouncing up and down from the weight of the cable that attaches to the battery, but actually the wheel feels pretty balanced. Hub feels pretty smooth. It's cool, it's a carbon wheel that comes with it. And now we need to find the battery. They call it the world's lightest e-assist. Honestly, when I first picked up the wheel, I couldn't believe how light it really is. But does something like this actually make a noticeable difference out on the road? Who is this actually for? Today, we're going to install, test, and see whether this tiny motorized wheel can actually change the riding experience in a meaningful way. 250 watt motor, a total system weight increase of only 1.7 kilograms, and the one feature that I was really curious about, they say zero drag when you're not using the assist. And that one's really important because one of the big problems whenever I did try an e-bike for myself, you can still feel that resistance when the motor isn't helping. Okay, so time to get this thing properly installed, and I'm gonna head to my local bike shop because I wanna make sure everything is set up exactly right before I take it out onto the road. So I am doing this with my gravel bike. You don't need to do anything with the front wheel, but you might need to check the rear brake for compatibility with the rotor. This set includes a rotor, but it's gonna be 140 mil. So for mine, you see, I have to take the adapter off. You need a tire and a tube, an inner tube, and then the cassette. Also, you gotta charge the battery. That didn't become a huge issue because the recharge time is short, but definitely do charge everything before your first ride, obviously. So that took about 20 minutes. Now let's go have some fun. I got the bike set up, but I haven't actually explored the modes, the options, so I'm gonna ride around right here in my neighborhood and do a few laps and try the different modes and the 3 different power settings right now. So this actually communicates wirelessly. That's pretty cool. You can put it up here on the handlebar, and there's a nice little attachment that comes. Very convenient, very nice and soft, and actually comfortable, but I'm just gonna keep it right there, right on the water bottle. I'm already thinking of it as a water bottle. See, it really is that unintrusive. And I'm also gonna get changed. This is, you can see, I do live in Thailand. It's very hot. I'm also interested how the battery life is gonna do, knowing that it is so hot here in the weather like this.
you can hear it just a little bit, but not in the way that it's like anything ticking or anything moving. It's just kind of like a little high-pitched hum. Actually, it's only loud enough to tell me that it's on. It's not distracting, it's not overpowering the nature. I'm loving riding out here. The flowers, the birds. Yeah, so this road it's not terrible, but it's definitely not smooth. And this thing is just working so great. I mean, I could just say this. There is absolutely no difference between riding like a little bit heavier commuter style bike and this. No difference at all. Whoa! I love daredevil squirrels, don't you? That squirrel made it. Unbelievably, he made it. I guess I could describe it as just a constant tailwind. You're not going crazy fast, but whenever you add a little more pressure to the pedals, the bike surges forward, almost as if you're having just an incredible day of legs. So again, this is all talking from the feeling of using the bike like for fast training or as a racer or an athlete would use it, which is probably not the point, but it is super fun. My dad is gonna love this. So here we go. There's a real steep part coming up. Let's see how it performs. Riding with one hand anyways. I'm pushing as hard as I can here. Again, I would say that's not really the point to have this, but it is super fun. Again, my general feeling is like that of a helping hand or a constant strong tailwind. Never jerky, always smooth. It's really fun.
So out on the open roads, I had kind of a realization that it really is not an e-bike replacement. This is like its own thing. And actually, because of the look of the system, I actually feel like I still have pride as a bike rider. I would say it adds about 100 watts. Okay, but first, the price. This system costs nowhere near as much as an e-bike, and for a lot of riders, that makes a lot of sense because you also don't want an entirely different bike. Maybe you just want a little extra help on your own bike. So there is a 50-kilometer range. By the way, I've tested this for about 45 minutes now, out riding on the roads. I only used half the battery. So I did have it off for a while, so that 50-kilometer range makes sense. And remember, the recharge time is about 1 hour, so that's very practical. But the biggest thing for me, I'm thinking about riding with my family. This would be perfect for my dad. Also, perfect for my wife. I love riding with them. They like riding with me, but they're always telling me that I ride too fast. So this feels like exactly enough assistance to bridge that gap. The smoothness is probably the biggest strength. It is not aggressive. It doesn't feel dangerous. If you're trying to stop, it's not like pushing against you. The braking was still actually great. The whole system is so light, the bike still feels exactly as it did. So for me, it's fun, it's a fun toy, but I think for the people I love, for the people I love riding with, it might open new routes, new ride opportunities, and we can tackle maybe even some adventures together. And that's awesome. Who would you ride with if speed or maybe differences in strength were not such an issue? What routes would you take on? What adventures could inspire you? I think if there's a product that can kind of create more opportunities to get outside and be in nature together, I love that and I want to support that. So I think for us, this wheel is going to work out great. You can click on the website in the description of this video to learn more about Cyplor, where the wheels come from. Thank you so much for hanging out with me during this video and this test. By the way, I am just back home to Chiang Mai and I'm so happy to be home and so looking forward to all the adventures that we are going to get up to next. Thanks for spending time with me today. I wish you all the best. Much love. See you on the next one.